The next time I went and heard Ellie's voice in my head, seriously, she's like, it only takes a few more minutes.
It really does.
So I threw on a pair of jeans and this really cool, cute little top that was embroidered, and I just chucked on a chunky necklace.
Makes you feel good, right?
I could not tell you how many women were smiling
Don't they?
acknowledging me before I was invisible.
Yes, and again, what's really important about that, it's not about ego, women were looking at me. It's you actually made someone happy.
Look, we're not here to sell you transformation. We're here to share some truths. Because this stage of life can sneak up on you in the best possible way.
There's a new quiet swagger that comes with it. One you earn simply by being you. We'll walk with you. You don't have to be anywhere else. Turns out, it's good here. And sometimes, it's even great.
Welcome back, you guys. You're here again. How good's that? How good is that?
So good.
All right. Well, we're talking about style on this episode. I often say Ellie is one of my little muses when it comes to style. So I'm going to throw you a question. Why don't we kick it off with the question?
Okay.
What do you think it is to make someone stylish?
What do I think style is, yeah?
Yeah. Like, what is style? What is style?
Well, I'm going to be a little cliched and say it's not the same for everyone. But what I do think style, where you could say that there's a through line for everyone, is it's something that makes you feel something, whether as the wearer or the person harnessing the style, but also importantly, how others, not dressing for others, but how others feel. Do you give permission to others to care about their style? Because look, you can have someone walk in front of you and they'll get your attention for a second, right? Because something stands out. They might be hot, for example, or whatever that is for you, traditionally hot. Or they might be wearing something quite standout, short, cool, trendy.
Yeah.
That catches your eye for an instant. But to me, that's not necessarily style. Can be. But style is something that mesmerizes you, that has you look at that person and go, wow. That it makes you feel something. And I think the ultimate is when there's a feeling on both sides for the wearer, and it's an internal feeling. It's not an external, I'm trying to impress you feeling. And it makes someone else feel good. It makes someone else go, I want to do that. That's what style
That's a good point.
is for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's totally how I feel around somebody. Yeah, like you were saying, to me it's energy. I think that's the word that would summarize it for me. Somebody walks in the room, it's how they carry themselves.
Yes.
It's they're comfortable in their skin. And like you said, mesmerized.
Yeah,
by
and
them.
that doesn't mean that they were wearing something fancy, nothing expensive. It's how they carry themselves. It's not about showing off. It's about showing up.
Well said.
Yeah.
So I think we should talk about the difference of fashion versus style, because there's a little bit of a difference, right, between the two. So what's fashion?
Well, look, again, like talking in general, I guess, cliches, fashion is maybe dictated to us a little bit.
Yeah.
And that can be great sometimes because there's trends that I definitely jump on and things I'm like, wow, I would have never thought of that. And fashion brings that to us. It just reminded me actually of Devil Wears Prada, where is it Emily, the character who's the assistant?
Yes, yeah.
And she walks in the early days of working for, what's her name in the movie?
We'll call her Miranda Priestley. No,
that is Miranda Priestley.
I was thinking there's the actress's name. How did I do that?
No, Miranda Priestley, right? She walks in and she's got this blue jumper on and it's from somewhere cheap. I don't know, like cheaper, which by the way also isn't bad. And Miranda Priestley does this great speech. Well, you think that blue jumper is, and it came from this and the fashion gods did this. And there is truth to that. Like fashion brings us ideas and concepts that are definitely worth exploring. But style is something that we grow into and it doesn't have to fully change, but it evolves with us and it's more personal and it's how we adjust fashion to who we are. So I think the two work hand in hand, but style is more about us. And by the way, I had another thought too, that style isn't just clothes, it's how you host a party, how you talk to people, what you're like in an environment, what music you play. Like, style is bigger than fashion. It's all of you.
If you say like someone's stylish, it's like their persona, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of how they live
Whereas
their life.
fashion is specific, I think, more to that's the outfit I chose or the
Yes.
trend that I'm getting in on.
like it.
So I think style is bigger, and I think it's way more personal, and I think it's really special as well.
How has your style, like holistically, evolved, starting with your 20s, our cool kid ages, yeah? So
Yeah.
how have you changed over the years?
Definitely, look, as you get older, you adjust. Like, you know, the one practical thing that's changed, and then I want to talk about the reality of what hasn't changed,
Right.
which I think is really important. I can't wear a short skirts. I feel like that just isn't right. And being tall,
But you have the hottest legs, let's be honest. But okay, yeah, carry
but being
on.
tall, when you go into a store, I could wear a mini skirt if mini skirts were made for giants, but they're tops on me. And I think it's probably not as cool in my 50s to do that, but occasionally I do it. Maybe more with an opaque tie. But what I will say is of course there's things that's changed, but I tell you what's bigger that's changed, and that's my approach to how I dress and how I let others impact me. That's what's changed. In my 20s, especially my early 20s, I let other people dictate to me, not what I should wear, but what I shouldn't wear. I have always loved clothes, fashion, style, and particularly dressing up no matter what the occasion. I'm not saying wear a ball gown to the shops, but I would maybe not wear tracksuits, right? Now, in my 20s, being tall and slim, as it is called, not whatever that was then, it's different for everybody. Girls be bitches. Basically. I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
They were mean to
And
you.
they were mean. They were mean girls
Yeah.
at uni and school. And so I went from dressing a little bit nicer to, say, university. And I wasn't wearing a ball gown, but I wasn't wearing sloppy clothes because that's just who I am. And it was nothing to do with showing off. But the mean girls punished me for it. And what I did is then punish myself. So what's changed is back then I let them dictate, and I went wallflower and I toned it down and I almost hid in the corner, and I was quite shy then too. So it was very easy to do that. Clothes were probably my expression versus my personality was shy. Now both are right out there. So that's what's changed for me, that I won't let anyone else dictate my style. I'm happy for fashion to dictate really cool ideas, but I'm not happy for my personal style and how I show up to be dictated.
Really good point. And I was thinking back to my 20s as well. And interestingly, I dress for others, but in a totally different way. So I almost put on a uniform. So I'll explain.
Yeah.
So when I was in my young 20s, I used to produce art, fashion, and music events with my boyfriend in San Diego. And we had a very specific type of event that we produced. So it was called lowbrow art, which is found object art and really like drum and bass DJs. So it was very edgy.
Yeah.
So I dyed my hair punk red and I got my nose pierced.
I wish I knew
Wish
you then.
right?
I want to meet that Heather. I really do.
Yeah. So I did all of that. I wore really interesting clothes.
Can I just ask you,
Yeah.
because we haven't had this conversation.
No.
Did you wear and do all of that because you did genuinely feel good in it? Or did you do it because you thought somewhere deep down it matched what you were doing?
That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
uniform.
Yeah.
I actually didn't really know who I was, and I thought that's the part I should look for the role I had chosen at the time. And it was really interesting because then that was outside of the day job, which at the day job I worked for Tony Robbins. And I remember some of my coworkers saying to me later, in my later 20s, they said to me, I was always scared of you because you had like a nose piercing. And
Yeah,
like,
but see, it does. People take an impression from that, which is something to be very
Totally.
careful of. Don't judge a book by its cover.
So then that happened. And then I kind of came out of that in my late 20s and I got more glamorous and I started getting into style. Then I moved to Australia when I was 28. And I used to wear high heels when I was working at events, bad for your feet. But anyway, I was really loving my outfits and I got quite trendy and fashionable. And then I remember I met my current partner that I'm with now. And the eldest boy, he told me, he was like 9 or 10. He said he had a crush on me. He's my stepson, okay? It really affected me. I didn't know how to, I suddenly started playing like the role. I'm like, oh, I better not. Oh, and the ex-wife also called me a brown Barbie. So there was a few things going on. Because I had long brown hair at the time.
Interesting.
I had, like,
Okay,
long,
so not blonde Barbie.
long,
I see.
yeah, I was the brown
got it.
Barbie.
Okay.
So I had all these comments, kind of similar to what you're saying.
I get all this.
Right?
And you, I'm going to guess,
Yeah.
it impacted you dressed down, you changed
baggier
things.
clothes.
Yeah.
I changed things because of it. So over the years, I've put on a uniform through fashion or through what I wore to appeal or appease other people. And now, and only now, and I'm starting to like pay attention to that. And one more thing I'll add to that, because you have some great stuff coming up too, is I hired a personal stylist a couple times about 8 years ago because I was doing more speaking circuit stuff. And I was trying to get more stylish again, right? I was thinking I better come out of my slump and get more stylish again. And she'd take me out shopping and we'd go to Zara and various stores around Sydney. And I loved a lot of the stuff she chose. But then she'd put things on me. I'm very short-waisted, long-legged. So I carry my weight around my midsection. So I'm always being a little bit uncomfortable with it. And she kept putting me in clothes that like highlighted my waist.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like it. She goes, oh, but it looks fabulous on you. With like all the language, right? Oh, fabulous. So I'd buy the clothes and then I would never wear them.
Yeah, because you thought, well, she's the ex.
I didn't feel good and they sat in my closet for ages.
That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, yeah, because I wasn't listening to that.
Yeah.
I know it's a thing for you.
It's a big thing for me. First off, I think there is that thing dressing for your body type, right? And there's definitely merit to that. And I would not say I'm an expert in that. What I'm an expert in, and this is what everyone needs to be, is dressing for you.
Yeah.
And you is a few things. Your body type is one of them, but it's also who you are, your personality, your entire style that we were talking about before, from your home to the way you are with friends, to the music you love, to the books you read, to everything about you, the way you walk into a room. That's your style.
I love
that is much bigger than body type.
Yeah.
So that's why some people can carry off the most incredulous outfit that maybe isn't specifically traditionally for their body type, because it's their style and it's how they feel. I think the next point we wanted to make is answering the question, does getting dressed change how we feel? And it leads into what we're talking about. Absolutely. And she didn't make you feel good. She was using something prescriptive.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what she learnt, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't right for you. Here's the thing. You can, within reason, carry off anything if you feel good. So does getting dressed change how you feel? That is my biggest style tip if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
If you make a little effort, whatever the day is bringing, and we're talking about every day, you will strut down the street different. You will feel different. You will perform your work tasks or whatever. If you're dropping the kids off at school, it doesn't matter what it is. Even going to the gym, if you just think, I'll just feel a little more put together. I'm not suggesting you spend a lot of money or hours doing your hair and matching this perfect outfit. But if something feels sloppy to you, your day will be a little sloppy. I know that sounds trite, but for me, if I've made a little effort, and effort for me could be different for someone else, but effort for me is a little bit more put together, just a little bit more thought, finishing with accessories. I love earrings. I love I'm obsessed with jewelry, right?
And now I'm slightly obsessed.
Now
Not
you
as
are too.
obsessed.
Not as, but I'm getting you there. I'm working on it. If you just go, I will put that earring on. It could be as simple as that, rather than I can't be bothered. And I've got a segment coming up later, and I'm going to talk about how you make all this easier, because I want to give practical tips. We always have a good to know section with some practical expert tips. So I'm going to do that one today. So everything I'm saying, I'm going to wrap up in there as to how you do that.
Perfect.
But it does change how you feel. And what you didn't feel good, and that was the crux of it. She was picking beautiful things.
They were,
not for you though.
Not for me.
Not for you.
Good point.
I think at the end of the day, everything in life it can come down to how you feel and how you make others feel. There's that great line that speakers use, like when they're doing a presentation, that people will forget what you said, but they won't forget how you made them feel. I use that so much in so many different contexts, and I haven't thought about it in this context before, but it is. When you know you're making others feel good, it does rub off on you. You feel better. Let's be honest. If you walk in a room and you can feel true, genuine, wow. And it's not, you don't have to be the prettiest or the slimmest or the most fashionable in the room. I'm not suggesting that. But you want to walk into a room and feel yourself and feel, I care. It's an act of self-care. I'm sorry, cliched. It is an act of self-care to care about that. But here's the really cool thing, right? And there's something else I wanted to talk about. We are in a bit of an age of comfort culture, right? Since COVID, because we've been working at home, and we got rid of some things, which I'm actually so okay with, like wearing high heels all the time. But what's cool is, and if you look on our socials, you'll see Gay does this in her 70s, is you can wear cool sneakers and still make an outfit look good. So I am never a slave to pain for beauty or style or being freezing cold. Oh man, no way.
No.
But you don't have to do any of that to feel good. So you can still be comfortable, but you can still be put together. And I will say one little thing. If you're unsure what to wear and you're in a hurry and you're going somewhere a bit nicer, guess what? Takes the least time to put on compared to tracksuits, which take longer, and that is a dress. Have some great cool sneakers or ballet flats, you are good to go. Maybe whack on a necklace and chef's kiss.
I went to our local shopping center to just get the groceries. Sometimes I don't always get them delivered, but I go to Woolies. And so I walked in, I came out of the gym and I was like, just wore my gym clothes. So tracksuit, basically.
Which has its moment, by the way. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I'm not against it. No.
But I probably should have changed earlier in the day. I just was lazy.
Yeah.
The next time I went and heard Ellie's voice in my head, seriously, she's like, it only takes a few more minutes.
It really does.
So I threw on a pair of jeans and this really cool, cute little top that was embroidered, and I just chucked on a chunky necklace.
Makes you feel good, right?
I could not tell you how many women were smiling
Don't
and
they?
acknowledging me before I was invisible.
Yes, and again, what's really important about that, it's not about ego, women were looking at me. It's you actually made someone happy. And you know what else? Like I said before, you then give them permission and inspiration to go, holy Maloney. Is that a term?
We'll use it.
I say a few things that are wild, like joy on a stick, and now it's holy Maloney. But I'm so passionate about this topic, so that's what happens. You've inspired someone else to go, oh my God, because I do this. Instead of being jealous of someone, envious maybe, which is very different. Like, oh, that's great. I want to do that.
Yeah.
But generally, you will have some versions of that in your wardrobe because most of us have too much clothes. So we're going to have probably something like that. Or you just haven't thought of that combination. Like, wow, that trench with cool sneakers and a white shirt open underneath.
Yeah.
So nothing fancy. You can have whatever budget cost version that is good for you, but it's how you put it together. And that other woman inspired you to do that and gave you permission to do that. I love that. So
Right?
It's a very good energy exchange.
It was so good. So on this topic of style and 50 plus, there's a word that's been used for a long time, and it's dress your age.
Oof.
Yeah, right? I know.
That's rude, isn't it?
I feel it is. I mean, you can come at it from a couple of different angles. It's a put down. I almost feel like it's two things. It's dress your age if you actually are wearing something that maybe doesn't look good on you.
Yeah, there's certain things that you want to be more careful about. But style, again, is different to dressing for your age. And I think what happens is when we get told this dress for our age thing, we start to question ourselves. And you do. I know I've been guilty of it in a store, and I say to the store person, do you think I'm too old for this? And I'm not an idiot. I know if I'm like pushing the boundary on something that's not suiting me. I just think dressing for your age is very heavily related to fashion. Dressing for the style that makes you feel good. That's where you want to sit. Because here's what I think the biggest danger of dressing your age does. It kind of says, not even so much about what you shouldn't wear. It says, don't bother. That's what's dangerous about that statement.
Well said. And I'm looking forward to hearing your tips too.
I want to give in that segment some practical things I think we've given the feeling, and to not give up and to not be dictated by others, and to be dictated by how you feel and how you want to show up in the world, and treat yourself as a work of art. But I do want to give some practical tips and rituals on what works for me and what I've shared with you and with others, that it's instead of rules of this is for your body type, they're more like rules and rituals for this is how you decide what's for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go because I want to hear what you have to say.
As per usual, me too.
This is where we share voices worth listening to on today's topic. Good to know. Up next.
Hi guys, I am so happy to be doing today's Good to Know as part of the This Gets Good podcast, because Heather and I just recorded this topic. And I'm so passionate about style. And when I talk about style, it is so much more than just what you wear. It is your home, your personality, the music you like to play, how you talk to people, who you are. So it's really beautiful to pay a little bit more attention to what you wear as part of that style. I was going to share really practical rituals and tips for how do you do all those things? How do you walk out the door feeling put together? How do you really implement what I think is an act of self-care by caring about what you wear? So I'm going to give you the practical tips. I'm going to hot fire each one of these, and some of them may apply to you more than others, but I hope that together they give you a way tomorrow to maybe wake up fresh and go, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm worth taking that extra minute, and I want to feel incredible. Because I will tell you this, guys, before I share the tips. When you put on an outfit that makes you feel good, and it doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be expensive, it just has to have a little bit of thought and a little bit of a feeling of I feel put together. And that could be jeans with exactly the right jacket and cool sneakers, or it could be a beautiful dress with ballet flats, or it could be high heels for a lunch. But when you've made that effort for yourself, there's a way that you walk down the street, and there's a way that you do your work, talk to people, and that stuff makes a big difference. So let's get into the rituals. Okay, you're not going to be surprised by this first one. Decluttering, organizing. If you can't see it, you probably don't know you have it. Have you ever had a situation where you've gone and bought something and you're so excited about it, and then about 7 weeks later you're like, holy moly, I already have this in my wardrobe? That's because you've got too much. I know that's a shitty thing. The most important thing, if you've got space, go for it. But decluttering is a lot to do with making sure you have what works for you. But most importantly, if you take one point, decluttering and organizing is about seeing what you've got. If you can't see it, then you don't know you have it. And it's actually harder to get dressed. Think about two things as an example that'll take this important one home. Think about when you go into a store and everything's beautifully lined up and everything's in colors or styles, and you're really excited when you get in that store. You can see how everything goes together. So that's really important. And the second thing that has really inspired for myself to make a smaller wardrobe is when I travel, I really work hard to travel with a capsule wardrobe. That is when I'm at my best. I take quite a few weeks to think about what am I packing, what's my colorway for this trip, and then I make sure, and you'll see a post I'm doing about it at the moment because Heather and I are about to travel to Europe. You'll see I'm not going to go into it here, but you'll see some visuals of my Sudoku style of packing. And the reason that works is because everything goes with everything. And that's another way to look at, if I understand my wardrobe, if I've sectioned it by colors or styles, if I can see everything, getting dressed in the morning will be so much more pleasurable, and you're going to be more put together because you'll go, oh my gosh, that pink scarf goes with that. I'm going to wear those sneakers. And then the other thing that's important is flow. If you're someone who loves jewelry or scarves or hair things like I do, You want those to be in the flow. Where would they best be put? So I make sure I put on a pair of earrings or a bangle because you've gone to the effort and expense of buying them. You know what feels great? Using them. Buying is wonderful. Enjoying and using, that's where the joy is. Now, how do you declutter though? How do you get rid of things? That's the stuff people always say to me is the hardest. Well, the first thing you want to do is harness your signature style. And by this, I mean, come up with a wardrobe philosophy. Not so much a fashion style or a trend, that can be part of it, but what's your wardrobe philosophy? For example, for me, I love knowing my things in colors. I have a feeling of how I dress, whether it's modern or bohemian, I have that. But then I know I love my pinks and neutrals, so I make sure across the board they all work together, kind of like the travel wardrobe capsule. And my other style is red, white and blue and more crisp dressing. And then my third is dresses and more like standout items, whether it's a beautiful summer dress with simple flats or something for special going out. So my philosophy is around colors, but your philosophy might be around you really love pants, or you really love long skirts, or you love crisp shirts. So pick a wardrobe philosophy that's you, and then make sure that everything you build around it works, but line it up in a way that has a flow that works. How do you decide what you let go of? I always say, does this make my heart sing? More than I do, is this my body type? Is it old? Is it new? Is it expensive? Is it on trend? Does it make my heart sing? And if you're not sure whether you're ready to let go of something and you're umming and ahhing, that's your sign to wear that item tomorrow. And if you're not willing to wear it, or when you wear it tomorrow, you don't feel good, you've got your answer. So I call that the beautiful things test. Am I willing to wear it, and does it make me feel good? Now, when you're next in the store, the way that you keep with this beautiful organization is what I call the laneway. So when you're in a store and you're looking at this white jumper and you're like, I have to have it, I want it, there's two things I want you to do. Number one, you need to pause, because right in that moment, I'll tell you, any store I go into, I will find something I want and it's going to change my life, or that's what I'm telling myself, right? So what I want you to do is take a pause and go get a coffee. At least put a coffee between you and the purchase. And while you're having the coffee, I want you to do the laneway test, which is, do I have something in this laneway already? Meaning, do I have a white cardi or a white jumper or a white something that if I buy this new one, I'm just going to kick it to the curb because I'm always going to go for the new one. You've got two choices in that moment. Am I willing to give up the one I've got because that's what you need to do? Or is the one I've got enough and I'm going to wait for something special and different that I don't have? So that's what I call the laneway, which is very nicely paired with my 1 in, 1 out ritual. No matter what you're buying, if you want to keep your wardrobe to a level that's manageable and beautiful, 1 in, 1 out. So I'm going to buy this today, but what am I willing to give up? And then an amazing thing that helps you declutter is selling, swapping, tailoring, or demoting things. Love selling things on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or wherever the right place is that you love selling. I often demote items. If I've got a t-shirt I really love, but I'm just not wearing it to go out, but it's still really nice, maybe that's going to be a really great workout t-shirt because I want everything to feel good. I want you to think about this because the reason people don't sell stuff is two things. It's too hard and I'm not going to make much money. But apps like eBay have become so easy. Anyway, those are some of my tips. I am writing a book on all of this and other daily rituals outside of fashion and clothing and style to help. But I wanted to share some of them. What I want to finish with is every day can be your daily best. Don't save good things for tomorrow or a special occasion. Put on a nice summer dress. No one's saying walk out in your ball gown or your high stilettos every day. No one's saying you can't wear gym gear, but just be put together no matter what you choose. And remember, quality is your quantity. And you know what? Turns out style may not just be what suits your body. It's what makes you feel amazing.
Next up, we hand things over to someone younger to decode a trend, a slang word, or something we've missed. All right, Let's get the cool kids to explain.
Hey guys, my name's Tom. I'm a 22-year-old personal trainer and I've experience working at Ralph Lauren in the fashion space for just under 3 years. Today, talking about dressing for self-respect. First question, have you ever put on an outfit that completely changed the way you felt? And the answer is, in short, yes, absolutely. I'm picturing the outfit at the moment. And all I can think about is how much more confident and outgoing of a person I was. I think people subconsciously feed off the energy that you give in the form of confidence. So being more confident in yourself is going to lead to having more and better social interactions. So all I can think about is how much more outgoing and how much more social I am, like wearing this particular outfit. I think it's a crazy thing how subconsciously it works, but it definitely does. I think about my background being Greek and Italian. My parents and grandparents were brought up to dress to fit in, to assimilate. These days, there's a big emphasis on being able to express yourself, but that comes from our generation. From the generations above, it's about fitting in and just sort of blending in with the crowd, whether that be having really basic haircut, like no piercings, no tattoos, bland, the same colours. I think we're sort of pushing the boundaries in that space at the moment, which is really good, because who wants to live in a society full of robots, right? I think people being able to express themselves going to lead to much more genuine interactions with people every day and allows people to actually feel like themselves, not like a robot of society. Definitely not to consider other people's opinions, not to ask for them. I've bleached my hair a few times, and I think back to the first time I did it, my mum thought it was the worst mistake ever. And then the third time I did it, I think it was, she said she really liked the way I did it. It was the exact same way the first time, but she just got used to it. And that can be the same for any situation, really, whether you try a baggy fit t-shirt as opposed to wearing a slim fit one. Try a baggy one for the first time and someone says, doesn't suit you, whatever. Doesn't matter, because the more you do it, it's just not going to matter. They're not going to care. And if anything that makes you feel more like yourself, like I said before, it's just going to feed off into every other interaction. People are going to sense that confidence in you. And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
Every episode, we pause for wisdom from someone who's been through it and learned a thing or two. Here's a word from the wise.
My advice would be, at least if you've got a top, a pants and shoes and a bag, make sure two of them are the same colour or have the same colours in them. That's basically very easy, isn't it? And sometimes you can add something just for interest to it that's not matching it, but not very often. But make sure you've got some matchy happening. I've got the red suede Adidas with the pink stripe. I've got cream knitted pants that are baggy. And I've got a dark pink top, wool for winter, of course, with a roll neck. And then I've got a scarf that's pink and red, like the shoes, that I can wear around it. And then I've got jackets that would blend in with that, even though they've got more colour, but they've got a bit of those colours in it. Even when I go into a shop, I'll pick something, I'll bring it home and think, oh, that goes with that, and that. And I might not have even made a conscious decision about it. But because the way my brain works with clothes, it always works. It always works, no matter what I bring home. I don't have anything that doesn't go with each other. Because people will say to me, I must have a huge wardrobe. And I say, well, actually I don't. Everything sort of integrates with each other. So I don't have a huge wardrobe. I certainly don't have one now that I live in a single bedroom unit. And I never really had one. And people always misjudge that. Oh, you must have so many clothes, right? But I don't pick anything that doesn't suit me. That's the other thing. I think that's a skill, to pick things that suit you. Colours that suit you, style that suits you. And for me, that's easy. I know it suits me. I can go to the shop window or whatever and look in and think, no, there's not one thing there I want. I know it. And then I'll go to something else. I can see it over there in the corner before I even go in. I know that's it. Isn't that weird? It's a funny thing. But yeah, I can't understand for me, that people don't have that. But they don't have to have that, of course. Like, I even have someone in my family who doesn't even care about dressing, right? And I can't believe it's part of it. but she didn't need to coordinate anything, whatever, because it's not important to her, right? So it's all about practicality, and that's fine. It's all different. But if you want to have style and flair, you've got to start matching things a bit with colour and keep up to date with what's around that's comfortable for you. Yeah, like for instance, the Adidas shoes for women of my age now, they look so cool and they're so comfortable and they go with anything. They even go with dresses. I saw a girl at the New South Wales Art Gallery. She had a pair of these red, and that's why I bought them. She had a red pair on suede. She had a beautiful red dress. She was tall and gorgeous. And she was close to I'd say she's about 60, but she looked fabulous. Just went so well, right? And I love to enjoy seeing people dressed. I love that, and I always tell them, or I go up to them and say, oh, you look amazing, that's fabulous. You know, where'd you get that? I think that if your artistic style's very important, right, but it's not to other people. You can be conservative style. You can have something that's very simple and has good quality and whatever, and that's a style, isn't it? Yeah, so I think for me it's a very, and I said it before, creative part of putting things together, colours, shapes and fashion, what's in fashion, but not right up to date fashion. Just because I'm my age I have to be careful of what I can wear. So I have to keep it fairly low key, but not be too old in my dress and my fashion, and that's style. And I've always thought like this, even from a kid, what am I going to put on tomorrow? Or I'd be thinking, what can I design for Mum to make me, right? And I'd have it in my mind for going out on a Saturday night when my poor mother would be sewing something and I'd be putting it on at 6 o'clock and going out, and it'd be amazing. And then all my friends would want it. So I've always thought like that. And somebody said to me at the coffee club, oh, you must go to bed thinking about what you're going to put on. And I said, well, I do actually. So I think, what will I wear tomorrow? And not every night, but most nights I think, what will I put tomorrow? I do think you think less about how they look. Yeah, but there's still fashion in it, isn't there? Like big T-shirts and big pants. There's still fashion in it because they all look the same. They all want to look the same. So then you think, oh, well, that's their fashion. But I don't think it's very creative or like it used to be when I was growing up, because we had Carnaby Street and England and America and all the Mary Quant, and there were so many different designs coming out. It was really exciting. I think we've lost a bit of that. And craftsmanship in stylish clothes, because it costs too much. You buy anything with craftsmanship, it costs you a lot more money, right? So kids don't have access to that much because they're trying to streamline everything as cheaply as they can. But we've still got access to a lot, really. It just depends on your interest. And I think everybody, even T-shirts, and most people just wear T-shirts and jeans, don't they? All the time. I've seen that happen now. Or they're active wear. All the time. Whereas my friends from Holland and Europe and whatever come over here and say, what is it with the Australian women? They're always in activewear. We can't understand that. Like, where are their clothes? Where are their beautiful clothes? They would actually say that. They couldn't understand it. So I get sick of looking at that because they all look the same. Yeah. It's thinking creatively. It's thinking about colour and design, and it really comes down to that for me. It's always about that. Right? A visual. I'm very visual because I like to look for beautiful things. And as an artist, you always look at things. You'll be looking at trees and the shapes and just shapes of buildings and things. And often you go off in a daydream about all that stuff because you're thinking of a painting or whatever. That's the basics of being an artist. It's the way you see things, the beauty of things. So, yeah, that's part of the joy of it.
All right, guys, so making an effort with your style, we hope you get, is not about ego. It's a ritual that has the power to transform how you feel every single day, no matter what you've got on, from the school run to the office to the lunch. So send this episode to a friend who maybe has been wearing the same cardigan every day and it's time she stops, basically.
Next week, oh my, we are going to talk about manners and an important question. Have we forgotten how to behave? We have so much to say on this that we have actually different special guests coming in. We
do.
We have another word from the wise coming in.
Yeah, we got a double act word from the wise.
We do.
And I think what's really cool about that is manners gets this bad rap like it's old-fashioned and fuddy-duddy, but we're going to maybe debunk that. And
will.
so are the ladies.
Yeah, we cannot wait. Honestly, this one's a jam-packed one, so we can't wait for you guys to tune in. See you next time.
See you next week.